Third culture kids are people who have spent a significant portion of their formative years in a culture other than their passport country. They're business kids, diplomats' kids, military kids, and missionaries' kids.
In some ways, I wish I'd had a more normal life.
I can fit into most contexts, but I don't have one that fits me.
I understand a lot, I understand people, but I feel misunderstood.
One common trait among a lot of third culture kids is the sense that they don't fully belong in their passport culture or in any of their foreign cultures. And for a lot of them, this lack of belonging can become a destabilizing thing.
It's harder because belonging is often tied to home, and home is ever-changing and ever-moving.
I'm not sure I really know when I last belonged.
Like, I keep analyzing myself and it becomes way too complicated because I keep thinking, oh, that was so Korean of me. Oh, that was so German of me.
For a lot of TCKs, the only time that they'll experience belonging is in relationship with other TCKs. So they form these beautiful, intense, deep friendships with each other. I think the hardest part of growing up in this global, nomadic community of expats is the number of losses and goodbyes the third culture kids have to experience.
I think losses have become something expected and normal in my life.
Sometimes I feel like I didn't really want to meet new people because I knew I was going to say goodbye.
Having to say goodbye all the time doesn't mean it gets easier. It just gets more.
For missionaries' kids, and this is the subgroup that I primarily work with, all of these losses and the accumulation of challenges can sometimes lead to a spiritual crisis. Because where other TCKs can blame the government or their parents' job on living cross-culturally, MKs can only blame God. He's the one who called their parents. He's the one who moved them across the world to a country that might not feel familiar or safe to them.
I used to be so angry, like throwing stuff around, and just this anger, this deep anger toward God, toward my parents, toward my whole life was really deep.
I have yet to meet a third culture kid who wishes that he or she hadn't grown up the way they did. They love all of the advantages of being cross-cultural. They embrace those and celebrate those. But many of them carry with them these burdens that are also a legacy of being a third culture kid. In order to navigate through their complicated lives, third culture kids need caring, qualified adults to step into that complexity with them and help them to make sense out of it. They need educators and mentors who can be intentional about caring for them. If somebody you know is preparing to work with third culture kids, would you consider stepping into that work with them in some way? Third culture kids like these need them.